Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Opposition MPs are asking the government to explain just how it intends to fund its major revitalization plan unveiled on Thursday, which showed major development projects for the country. Former Finance Minister Taxbert, took to social media questioning where the money was coming from, given what he said were the present predicaments facing the country and who caused us to be in that predicament, people. I would love Taxpert to give us that answer. The government can't pay salaries and allowances on time and hasn't paid suppliers and contractors for months. Yet was doing likewise. Money is clearly the problem. Who caused that? PNM. Yet, in the midst of this chaos, the UNC has unveiled fantastic plans to transform TNT into Dubai, completed with massive skyscrapers. Yes, because they are looking into the future, especially after Petrotrin is reopened. My response, KNM actually admits to bankrupting the country when they ask these type of questions. The media will never tell them that, though. But that's how untouchable they think they really are. Taxbert can laugh at us, mock us, just like how he was mocking people when he raised the price of gas over and over again, because he feels that he's untouchable. Ladies, meet your new go-to bag, our mega duffel handbag, perfect for your travel, shopping, the gym, and everything in between. Crafted from premium Oxford material, it's not just stylish, it's built to last. The ideal size, flawless design, and unbeatable quality make it the bag you'll reach for every time. Versatile and ready for anything. WhatsApp 762-6589 to order yours today. A San Fernando family is mourning after a 32-year-old man was killed when his pickup ran off the Solomon Hochoy Highway and crashed into a ditch in St. Madeleine yesterday morning. Police said Alvin Williams died when his Toyota Hilux landed on its hood around 2 a.m. Relatives said he was on his way home after dropping off a friend in Golconda, San Fernando. Williams had spent the night celebrating with friends ahead of his birthday on Tuesday. Condolences to the family, but we have to continue to remind the public to slow down on our roadways and also do not drink alcohol. Do not be under the influence of alcohol or even the precious marijuana that everybody worships in Trinidad and Tobago, and that is destroying the minds of our peoples. Stop using these types of substances and then driving. And then besides that, we need to end the need for speed culture. Abide by the speed limits. Observe the speed limits, people. That's what you need to do. The faster you go, the easier it is for you to lose control of your vehicle. And when you lose control of that vehicle, it's very difficult to regain it, especially when you are speeding. You're exceeding 100 kilometers per hour. As a matter of fact, I keep saying this over and over again. In my opinion, it should have never been increased from the 80 kilometers per hour, because it's around that time when fatal road accidents increased. It may not be at an exponential rate, but it did increase significantly. No more overheating phones. Cool your phones in seconds. Prevents damage to phones and battery issues. Better gaming experience and streaming. USB powered and fast charging. Lightweight and quiet. Ideal for kids and adults. Works with all smartphones. Makes a great gift. Call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Residents of Sealots, Port of Spain, have mixed views about the government's plan to transform part of their community into a modern port and government hub. On Thursday, at the Diplomatic Center, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar and Works and Infrastructure Minister Jolene John announced that Trinidad and Tobago Revitalization Blueprint, which outlines several major infrastructure projects across the country. Among the projects identified is the redevelopment of the Sealots Industrial Park and Free Trade Zone. But residents along Pioneer Drive told the Guardian Media yesterday they have no intention of giving up their homes without a fight, especially if they won't be benefiting. Well, definitely I can agree with the aspect of benefiting. You have to make sure and give people proper compensation for their property. You know, don't just give them a little small change and then expect them to leave their homes. Nevertheless, my response online was, no matter how many centuries pass, some groups remain their own worst enemies. You have an opportunity to end the cycle of poverty and crime in your community. Sealots is plagued with drugs and crime and gang culture. And instead of embracing what is taking place, which could improve the quality of your life and quality of the appearance and the safety of those districts, these people are saying, leave we alone, Jed. So then please, because there are times in the past that these individuals started to cry out for help because of crime. Don't do it. No, they did it while their precious PNM was in office. Now that the UNC is in office, please stay quiet because you don't want any help. You don't want any relocation. You don't want relocation. You don't want assistance from the government. You want to remain there, continue to smoke your herbs and drink your Hennessy. Premium touchscreen wireless headsets restocked. 1.9-inch HD full-color touchscreen. ANC and ENC noise reduction for crystal clear calls. 9D panoramic sound. Long battery life and fast charging. Control music, videos, TikTok, YouTube, and much more. Camera feature, voice assistant, timer, stopwatch, and lyrics on screen. Water resistant, sleek design. Available in gold, black, blue, and purple. Gift-ready packaging with replacement earbuds included. Never lose your earbuds again with the Find Headphones feature that actually works. Don't miss out. WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order. Limited stock available. Darina Dow, also known as Dari Boss, was shot dead at a bar on Saturday night at Tunapuna. Not much is known about the circumstances surrounding her death, at least up to when I read this report online, or the motive behind it. She was a social media influencer and her passing is being reported, but details are still scarce. But the thing about it is, we have to ask the question, what was the motive? Yes, no motive has been determined yet, but individuals are just targeted or executed like that for no reason, people. Number one, it's either you are being targeted because of a personal dispute, probably because of a even more than just personal, but a domestic dispute. Let's just say that you are in an abusive relationship and you were either unfaithful or decided to end the relationship. The man especially, women barely do that. The man especially might probably hire someone to take you out, send you into eternity. That's one possibility. Of course, if it is you have a dispute with other family members or friends or co-workers or whatsoever, you can also be targeted for those reasons, extortion or even robbery. But this was not a case of robbery. It was clearly, we saw the video, everyone saw the video. This was an execution that took place. So finally, of course, and this is one of the most probable motives, is because these individuals are involved in criminal activities, gang life. And when you're involved in gang life, you will at some point in time end up being targeted by your rivals, by your enemies. And it is sad. It is horrible and it's horrifying in my opinion. How our entertainers continue to promote gang culture and the media continues to turn a blind eye and even promote it on your radio stations. It's really sad. because it's destroying an entire generation. Tired of losing your keys, phone, or coins in that annoying gap between your car seat and the console? We've got the perfect solution. Our universal car seat gap fillers are back in stock, ready to save your stuff and make your ride clutter-free. Available in black, brown, beige, and red, they're designed to fit any car seat and blend perfectly with your interior. Simply WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order and enjoy delivery straight to your door in just 1 to 3 days. Moving on now to regional news, and we're starting off with Guyana. Minister of Education Sonia Parag has reaffirmed her ministry's commitment to fostering safe and respectful learning environments as she officially launched a new anti-bullying platform and announced the upcoming introduction of moral and civic education into the national curriculum. Do we have that here in Trinidad and Tobago? Because that's really important. It should have at least once per week a session during school time when the teachers can have a time of communication and discussion with their students as part of the agenda to de-radicalize them from gang culture, which is being instilled into your minds and their hearts at the community and home level. You're hearing it day by day also in the media. Our DJs and our artists glorifying murder and drug use. So what there's need for? There's need for a counteraction of that to the Ministry of Education. Our teachers and maybe police officers can come and visit them, although it already has police officers in certain secondary schools. But we're talking about to actually have discussions with them, hold discussions with them, and instill into their minds proper morals and values and concepts about true patriotism, being your brother's keeper, loving your neighbor instead of killing your neighbor, instead of wanting to have rival gangs and rating up each other about RIP this and RIP that, and going into gangster heaven to smoke your herbs and to sip on Hennessy for eternity. These things are destroying the minds of our youth people. So I fully approve of what it is being stated there by the Minister of Education in Guyana. So I want to say the announcement, well, anyhow, the report says the announcement was made on Saturday during the first public consultation on anti-violence and anti-bullying policies in schools held under the theme Stand Up, Speak Out, Stop It at the Arthur Chong Conference Center, Lilliandale, Greater Georgetown. In her address, Minister Parag emphasized that bullying in any form must be met with a zero-tolerance approach, just like what the Kamala Prasad administration is doing here in Trinidad and Tobago when it pertains about to holding them accountable for their criminal actions, noting that it requires a collective and sustained effort across the education system. Bullying is by no means right in any form. We must take a zero-tolerance approach. She declared, urging parents, teachers, and students and policymakers to play active roles in creating safe school environments. She explained that bullying is not limited to student-on-student interactions, but also extends to teachers, parents, and entire school communities. Bullying is not only student against student, it's school against school, teacher with student, student with teacher, vice versa, parent with teacher, and teacher with parent, she went on to say. I must commend her for actually speaking about this publicly. This is something that we need to address on a regular basis, and also these policies being implemented by the Urban administration is a wonderful idea, and I know we are addressing it here in Trinidad and Tobago as well, but maybe, just maybe, there's even more that can do. There's always room for improvement, especially when pertaining to these types of issues. You won't be disappointed with this one. Look and feel great every day. Painless trimming with no pulling of hair guaranteed. Comfortable to hold and lightweight. Intelligent anti-pinch system. Safety travel lock. Accurate and painless trimming. Durability 100% quality. Fast charging. To place an order, call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Moving on now to Jamaica, International Charity Food for the Poor says it has been officially recognized as a central logistical hub for Jamaica's relief network following the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa. It says it has been tasked by the Humanitarian Assistance Committee with managing the inbound shipment, customs clearance, staging, and nationwide dispatch of humanitarian aid to thousands of affected families. Continue to pray for the people of Jamaica, and I hope and pray that the entire world comes together to assist not only Jamaica, but the Philippines on their road to recovery. The Ministry of Labor and Social Security has dismissed a false claim circulating on social media that persons are required to present identification or taxpayer registration numbers to collect hurricane relief packages. Someone is trying to cause confusion. In a statement Sunday, the ministry said there appears to be an attempt to conflate two separate activities, clarifying that no documentation is required to access food or hygiene packages being distributed to affected households. Of course, we're still talking about Jamaica, right? So I don't understand why people love to push fake news like that, even if you're members of the opposition. And to an extent, I supported the opposition party in Jamaica during the election time. But I'm seeing Andrew Holness doing reasonably good as well. So I don't know. I really do think that he is more like a mediocre type of leader. His performance was also mediocre. So there's room for a whole lot more improvement. And Jamaicans should have given somebody else a try. You're talking about 10 years in government. And there's little to show about progress in Jamaica. Moving on now to international news. Deal reached. This is wonderful news to reopen the U.S. government. President Trump successfully gave Senate Republicans unbelievable leverage, forcing moderate Democrats to cave. Funding set to be through January 30th. No Obamacare subsidies. At least 8 Senate Dems currently back it. Multiple outlets report. Let's hope that they continue to do so. The only main GOP concession, simply allow an ACA vote next month. No guarantee, though, on passing or supporting it. If they had to guarantee it, well, maybe that would have been an issue, but there's no guarantee either. This will be good news for the people of America. The Embassy of Israel in the United Kingdom takes note of the resignations of BBC Director General Tim Davie and BBC News CEO Deborah Turness. These resignations come in wake of serious and long-standing concerns about BBC's biased and deeply flawed coverage of Israel, particularly during the war against Hamas. They are responsible for a lot of individuals around the world and here in the Caribbean, especially on Trinidad and Tobago, besides Al Jazeera and CNN, definitely Al Jazeera, into believing that Israel was committing genocide in Gaza, and believing that Israel was preventing humanitarian aid from reaching the people in Gaza, the citizens, when in fact it's Hamas, most of the times, was stealing the humanitarian aid. These individuals also pushed and spewed a lot of propaganda against President Donald Trump, President of the United States, falsely accusing him of inciting violence and insurrection on January 6th, 2021. They actually edited a video to make it look as though he was inciting violence, when in fact that did not take place. And there's a video online showing that the video that I'm speaking about was edited.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
Moving on now to the interesting facts segment. He didn't see a broken fish. He saw a little life worth fighting for. Animal lovers, I love them. A tiny goldfish was sinking to the bottom of its tank, tired and tilted. swim bladder trouble had taken away the simple joy of floating. Instead of giving up, a young aquarium worker got to work. He shaped soft airline tubing into a gentle harness. He added small weights below and a bit of foam above. Piece by piece, he balanced the lift so the fish could sit upright again. Wow. The first moments were shaky. Then the little body steadied. A slow wiggle, a careful glide. Not fast, not perfect, but free. People online called it a wheelchair. He just called it help. He kept checking the fit so it wouldn't rub the fish's skin. He watched the water, fed carefully, and hoped. It's a small story, yet it says so much. Kindness doesn't need to be loud. Sometimes it looks like clear tubing and a few scraps of foam, made for a life that most would overlook exactly, usually. And in a quiet tank, a goldfish learned how to float again. That is wonderful, and really a wonderful news report to end this news report with. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's news report. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe, most of all, in Jesus' name.